What you're about to watch is one of the most talked about cross-examinations in modern American legal history. Attorney Camille Vasquez, composed, precise, and relentless, took the stand by storm. Let's break down the most powerful moments, one by one. The eyes moment. Right from the very first question, Vasquez goes straight for the gut.
Mr. Depp hasn't looked at you once this entire trial, has he?
Not that I've noticed.
No. You've looked at him, though, many times, haven't you?
Yes, I have.
And then Vasquez leans in.
You know exactly why Mr. Depp won't look back at you, don't you?
I do.
He promised you would never see his eyes again. Isn't that true?
I don't recall if he said that.
She doesn't recall, but Vasquez does, and she's about to prove it. The San Francisco meeting. Vasquez establishes the timeline carefully. This wasn't just any meeting. This was July 2016, after the restraining order, after the public accusations, and Vasquez wants the jury to feel every detail of that.
One of the last times you ever saw Mr. Depp was when you met him in San Francisco in July of 2016, right? That was the second to last time I saw him, yes. And this was after you had publicly accused him of domestic violence. I got my restraining order before that, yes. And this is after you had obtained the domestic violence restraining order against him. That's correct.
And then the audio plays. The audio recording, Exhibit 1229. The courtroom goes quiet. What the jury is about to hear is raw, unfiltered, and deeply revealing. Audio plays. Emotional, chaotic voices.
No! Oh no, a hug will save it all. All this. I just wanted to touch you. Really. After all the you just said, please stop, please. I just wanted to hug you, say bye. I'm nothing to you, and I will always be nothing to you.
And then the words that would echo through this entire trial. We'll never see each other again. Don't take my thinking glasses off. You don't like thinking looking, not my fucking eyes. You will not see my eyes again. Silence. Vasquez, quietly but firmly.
That's you and Mr. Depp in that recording. That is.
Yes.
And this is from when you and Mr. Depp met in San Francisco in July 2016, right?
Yes, that's what it sounds like. That was in the hotel. We met once after that as well.
This is after you publicly accused him of domestic abuse, yes?
Yes, and I got my TRO.
And he tells you will not see my eyes again, doesn't he?
Yes, he does, in that recording.
And he kept that promise, hasn't he?
As far as I know, he cannot look at me.
He won't look at you, right, Mr. Depp? He can't.
One of the most quietly devastating moments of the entire trial, and Vasquez is just getting started. The tape that flips everything, Exhibit 357A. Now comes a recording that stops the courtroom cold. Vasquez reminds the jury of one of the very first questions Heard's own attorney asked her on direct examination, "Why are you here?" and then plays audio that answers that question in a way no one expected. Audio plays. Heard, taunting.
See what the jury and the judge think. Tell the world, Johnny. Tell them, Johnny Depp, a man, a victim too, and you know it's a fair fight. See how many people believe you.
Let that sink in. Vasquez, controlled.
That's your voice on that recording, right? Yes, it is. You were speaking with Mr. Depp, yes? Yes. And you said to Mr. Depp, tell the world, Johnny. Tell them, Johnny Depp, a man, a victim too. That's what you said, right?
I was saying it to the man who beat me up, yes. I thought it was preposterous.
And the man you beat up numerous times, right? I could never hurt Johnny.
She said she thought it was preposterous that Johnny Depp, a man, would ever claim to be a victim of domestic violence.
You didn't think he would tell the world he was a victim of domestic violence, did you? I found it hard to believe that he could, or that he would, considering the relationship he and I had. I thought it would be crazy for him to do so, knowing what we know we lived through. Or, as you said to him in that recording, who was going to believe that Johnny Depp, a man, is a victim of domestic violence? I wasn't saying it because he's a man. I was saying it because he was a man who beat me up for 5 years. Mr. Depp is your victim, isn't he? No, ma'am.
No photos, no records, no evidence. Now Vasquez shifts gears and begins dismantling the physical evidence piece by piece, or rather, the lack of it.
Mr. Depp hit you in the face multiple times while he was wearing rings on this occasion, correct? Which occasion? The testimony you gave on day 15 of this trial, March of 2013. You weren't specific as to the day. There were several incidents. The one where he hit you several times in the face. I'm sorry, just so I understand better, there were several incidents in March. Which one are you asking me about?
Several incidents in 1 month, and yet...
This is a picture you took after that incident, right, Miss Heard? Yes, that was one where he grabbed me and hit me in the face. And hit you so many times that you don't remember, isn't that correct? That's correct. And there are no injuries to your face in this picture, are there? Not that this picture shows. And there are no medical records reflecting you sought treatment after this alleged incident either. I did not seek medical treatment at this time. So no medical records reflecting any injuries to your face after he hit you several times with rings on his fingers. That's correct. I did not seek medical attention other than my therapist.
Then Vasquez brings up a second incident, also March 2013.
You testified you felt like your lip went through your teeth and it got a little blood on the wall, yes? Yes, I remember that. You didn't produce any photographs after that alleged incident, did you? I don't know if I've seen one. I can't recall. There are a lot of pictures. You didn't show any pictures to this jury after describing that incident, where your lip went into your teeth. You don't remember that, right? You didn't show any pictures to this jury after describing that incident, right? I believe I haven't seen that picture admitted. That picture doesn't exist. I don't know which one you're talking about. There were...
The only photo Heard produced from March 2013, one showing what appears to be a bruise on her arm.
Your nose doesn't appear to be injured in any of these pictures, does it, Miss Heard? I think I'm wearing makeup. And makeup will cover up swelling, right? Makeup will not cover up swelling. Ice will reduce swelling. Normally, the swelling after that kind of injury is not as bad as you might imagine, and for me, it wasn't that bad. I have a picture of it underneath the makeup. That's how I know how to reference it. A picture you haven't produced or shown this jury, right, Miss Heard? I produced everything. But you haven't shown it to this jury. I would very much like to. It's not my job.
The medical record that says nothing. Wry and pointed tone. Then Vasquez pulls up a medical record from December 17, 2015, Heard's visit to Dr. Kipper's office just days after one of the most serious alleged incidents.
This record doesn't document any physical injuries on you, does it, Miss Heard? I don't think so, no. You went to Dr. Kipper's office for a concussion check, right? Right.
The record is read aloud. It describes Heard's skin as being, quote, intact, normal color, moisture, hair distribution, texture, no signs of, and then the kicker.
It also says, I'm a well-nourished male. I have no idea what that means. I think this medical record is missing a lot of things.
The record didn't document injuries, probably because there was nothing to document, right, Miss Heard?
I disagree with you on that.
The ice cream photo. Now, the questioning takes a turn to a photo that Heard herself took of Mr. Depp, asleep, with ice cream spilled all over him.
You seem to really like taking pictures of Mr. Depp while he's sleeping, don't you? I hated it. You decided to take a picture of Mr. Depp asleep with ice cream spilled all over him, right? He was nodding off, and I was worried about how bad the medication change and the drug use had gotten, where he wouldn't even feel ice cream or a lit cigarette on him, and it scared me, so I took a picture of it. This isn't a very flattering picture of Mr. Depp, is it? No, it's not. You would agree with me that this is an embarrassing scene. Yes, I think part of getting help is looking at it, seeing it, but you sent this picture to one of your friends, didn't you? I don't recall.
But the evidence recalls just fine.
Does this refresh your recollection that you in fact sent this picture to your friend Rocky Pennington? Yes, I did. You sent it to her on August 7th, 2014 at 11:24 p.m., correct? That is correct. And you wrote, "This is what I've been dealing with." Did I read that right?
You did read that right, that's correct.
And you were protecting Mr. Depp. That is me getting support from my best friend. You weren't afraid the monster would get upset that you took this picture. This was Opiate Johnny. This is a different version of him. This is Opiate on the Nod Johnny. And you weren't afraid that Opiate Johnny, or the monster as you called him, would get upset that you sent this picture to your friend. Well, he's all of those things. Of course he could get upset. Of course that's scary to me. Of course. But you didn't stop from sending this picture to your friend, did you? Why would it?
The charity lie, the moment the jury leans in. This is the moment many legal analysts say was the single most damaging exchange of the entire cross-examination, the $7 million divorce settlement and what Heard publicly said she did with it.
In an October 2018 interview, you said you had, quote,